you do 10 minutes at a time or something?
I'm back live.
It's cold. Are you live right now?
I'm waiting for people to join us. Oh boy.
Was that 10 minutes?
Yeah, it's the internet. So, hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to be having to call Comcast. Of course, the one time that I decide to go live, that's whenever everything starts messing up, right? So, let's get a few people back in here. Guys, I am so sorry. Hopefully this doesn't happen again. Definitely going to have to give Comcast a call, find out what is going on. We have really, really good internet here. I've got like 150 meg downstream and like 25 megs up, so should not be having any issues. So, all right. But anyway, as I was telling you, Felix, yeah, shoot me an email. My email should be on the screen now. Shoot me an email and we can set up a time to talk and go over that. Felix, you're right. I get better service on the truck. We've got AT&T and Verizon and T-Mobile on the truck. So, yeah, we definitely get better service out there on the road. Mr. Frank from the Trucking Couple is in the house. Hello, Frank. How you doing? Hope everything's going well with you, sir. You are down in Florida, if I remember correctly. Nice hot weather down there, I bet. Let's see, who else do we have here? RC Fire Photo, good afternoon. Welcome from Indiana. We go through Indiana quite often. Very nice place to be. Let's see, who else do we have here? So we've got Sean. Hey, from Mobile, Alabama. Still holding you to that cup of coffee. Great to see your videos again. We've missed them. Safe travels. Thank you. Yes, if we are ever in that area, you've got it. I promised him a cup of coffee. I remember that. We were chatting on Facebook. So definitely whenever we are down in that area, I will let you know. But if you're just tuning in, as I explained before I got cut off the first time, yeah, I just haven't been putting out videos because we have been running like crazy. We actually did over 8,000 miles in the last 2 weeks, and it was just nonstop drive, sleep, drive, sleep. So I did not have time to edit. I value my sleep very greatly. So I did not take the time to edit any videos, and that's why I haven't had anything out. But I do have a video that is coming up. It will be out tomorrow for you guys. Hope you tune in for that. And it is all about us going into New York City. So hope you tune in for that video. Hello, Rodney. Very nice to see you. Thanks for chiming in. Let's see. Yes, sir, you are correct. Looks like it's about every 10 minutes. Hopefully it won't do it again. So be prepared if it cuts off again, guys. Look for me. I will go live right after that. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, though. Let's see. Steph, any advice on a newbie in the industry? There's so many different things that you can cover. Is there a specific area? I think the most common things that you would run across would be, safety is number one. Safety for driving as well as personal safety whenever you're at truck stops. Seems like here lately there's been quite a lot going on. We actually just had a notification the other day. I forget where it was. Do you remember where that was, Don? Where that driver got killed? You don't remember where it was? I don't remember where it was, but they don't know if he was on a cell phone or headphones or what, but he stepped out from between two trucks and got hit by another truck and killed him on the scene. So, yeah, truck stop safety is actually becoming a big concern. So pay attention to that. Be aware of your surroundings. There are some crazy people out there, and you never know. But coming out into the industry, I would just simply say, take it one day at a time. There's so much to trucking, and there's always something new. So if you think that you've learned everything, you've got another thing coming, and that's when you're going to mess up and make mistakes. I've actually just completed 10 years driving for FedEx. April was 10 years for me, and I still learn every day. So if you ever get to that point where you think that you know it all, that's whenever you got another thing coming. But if you have any specific questions that I could answer, Stephanie, put those in the comments down there. I'll be happy to answer it. But there's just so many different topics and things out here that you can go over. Of course, between me and the trucking couple, as well as the crafty trucker, we try to cover a lot of those in our videos, but you can't cover everything. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Jay is here from Boston, Massachusetts. Hey, Jay, we've been talking online. Very nice to see you. Thanks for chiming in. And let's see, Felix says, looking for summer work. I drive oil in the winter months and get laid off for the summer. Yeah, I don't know if over-the-road trucking would be something specifically just for summer. Yeah, I would have to probably rethink that right there. If you're looking for just summer, I would try to maybe go with a local job, maybe looking to get into your CDL Class A and driving locally where you're home every night or something like that. With FedEx, Panther, Landstar, all of us, we are pretty much out for 2-3 months at a time. The fleet owner that we drive for has a minimum of 3 weeks that you have to stay out, but the majority of us stay out for 2-3 months and then go home for a week somewhere in that area. So I'm not sure if that would be, specifically summer related in your situation. Let's see. Philip, no, you're not doing anything wrong. It's totally my internet. I apologize. So sorry for that. Like I said, I'm going to give Comcast a call once we get done with this, make sure everything's okay with in the area. Well, I'm glad you didn't miss the live, Jay. I put a notice out there on Facebook and Instagram. Hopefully a lot of people have seen that, but so glad you didn't miss us and you were able to join us today. Felix, how's the keto going? Best lifestyle ever. Lost a lot of weight. Congrats to you. Thank you. Keto is going great for me. Let's see. I had to think about what I weighed this morning. So I am officially 110 pounds lost as of today. And I just started this the week after Thanksgiving. So still a big guy. I still have quite a bit to lose, but I'm very, very happy for my weight loss so far. Keto is wonderful. I wish to God somebody would have said this to me earlier. I wish someone would have set me down and said, look, this is what you need to be doing, because it has been life-changing. I absolutely love it. I've actually transitioned a lot now into fasting. That has been my go-to. I do still eat keto whenever I do eat, and I find that eating keto and eating the high-fat, low-carb diet, I don't get hungry. So I found myself moving and transitioning into 1 day a meal. I went down to 2 meals, and then I went down to 1 meal a day, and I did that for quite a while, and then I did my first extended fast. My first fast was 3 days, and after 3 days, I felt wonderful. And I've mentioned this in some of my videos, and I know a lot of people, one of my videos I put out, I asked if you wanted to hear about this, and I do plan on doing a video of this and explaining everything that I do step by step, but I've now, like I said, transitioned a lot into fasting. Today, I just completed a 7-day fast. I just broke my fast like an hour before going live, but when I fast, I feel tremendous. It is amazing at how good I feel and the energy. Like I said, I'm still a big guy. I've still got quite a bit of weight to lose, but fasting, my body has all this stored up fat. I like to say that I'm feeding off of the Krispy Kremes that I ate 10 years ago. So, you just don't get hungry. I never have hunger pains or anything, and the energy is literally out the roof. So I love it. But whenever I'm not fasting, I do go straight back to keto. I try my best to stay away from carbs at all possible. So, yeah, as of this morning, 110 pounds down, feeling great. Thank you so much for asking. Let's see, who else do we have on here? Yes, I will have the New York City video out tomorrow, so be looking for that. Thank you. Hello, James and Travis in Oklahoma. Very nice for you to stop by and say hi. Hope you are doing well. And yep, hey, love to meet you as well. I love meeting new people, making friends all over the country. So definitely would be awesome to run into you as well, Jay. Don is not going to show himself. He's over here playing with his phone. He does not like the camera, guys. We've got a lot of new subscribers to the channel. Thank you, everyone, for who's joined us. But Don is not a camera person. I try so hard to get him on the camera, and it is like pulling teeth. So, hey. He surprised me. I wasn't expecting that. So, yes, he doesn't like the camera. Whenever he does get on camera, it is short little, hey, little comments, and that's it. So that's pretty much about all you get from her. The majority of this is all about me, which is the way it should be, okay? No, I'm joking. Let me read some comments here. Hi, Bill. Thank you so much for joining in. Appreciate you stopping by. Guys, if you wouldn't mind, please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. That really does help the channel. It helps to boost the video. So if you don't mind, hit the little X to close out of the chat, give it a thumbs up, and then come right back to the chat. I'd really appreciate that. Felix, 10 years and you don't own your own truck. That is correct. I have debated a lot with going back and forth, buying a truck, and I was leaning very heavily towards that at one point. I was going to do that, but I've just come to the realization that I can do just as well as driving for somebody, and I don't have to worry about the maintenance. I don't have to worry about all the costs that goes into it and the taxes and the insurance and everything. So I am quite happy where I'm at now. I absolutely love the fleet owner that we drive for. I've said it in a previous video. I've said it on the interview that Frank, the trucking couple, did with me. If I ever decide to quit trucking, I'm done. Or if something ever happens with this owner, I am done. That's it. We are very, very happy where we're at. And who knows, I may be changing my tune later down the road if the opportunity arises that's too good for me to pass up. But as for right now, I'm very content with just driving for someone and not having all the headaches that come along with owning a truck. Let's see. Expedite Expo is coming up. Great place to get information and talk to drivers and fleet owners. That is very true. We will be at the Expedite Expo this year for the first time. 10 years out here in the industry, and I have never attended in the past. But we will be there, me and Don both. It's not been finalized. Don't quote me on this, but they are trying to pull together a panel with us, the trucking couple, as well as the crafty trucker, and to answer questions and things of that nature. I'm not sure if it's going to happen yet. I haven't got confirmation, but that was something that we were working on. So, yeah, if you can attend the expo, definitely come out, and would love to meet all of you. But yeah, we are going to be there for the first time, and it's exciting and looking forward to it. What is the coolest, craziest car you've ever seen while on the road? Wow. You got anything to input on that, Don? We see so many. I would say, I mean, I've seen Rolls Royce. I have seen Corvettes, which I'm a huge Corvette fan. You know, the Lamborghinis, the Ferraris. We've seen it all. I mean, there are so many different things that we haven't seen out on the road. I've seen some stuff that I can't really talk about on YouTube as well. Michael, thank you so much for the comment there. Yes, I'm super happy with the weight loss, and still got a ways to go. I am not skinny by no means, but I am super happy with my progress so far. Thank you very much as well. Appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Peterson. I do appreciate that. Truck and Review channel's in the house. Hello, hello. Hope you are doing well today, guys. Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. No, I don't think that could ever happen. I actually broke my fast today, and let me explain why I broke my fast today. My intentions were to do a 14-day fast. I made it halfway, and I did not break the fast because I was hungry or because I felt bad or anything like that. I broke the fast because we are at home. This is normally the time that me and Don are together, that we go out to eat, that we tend to socialize and do a lot of things around food. I made it through Friday and Saturday of being at home, and then today I was like, you know what? It literally is a mental thing for me. I missed the taste of food. I just missed the act of eating and the socializing and that aspect of it. It was not because I was hungry. It was not because I was feeling bad or anything like that. I literally probably could have made it the 14 days, but oh well. What are you going to do? My intentions are to have dinner with Don tonight, and then I will start another fast tomorrow. And then hopefully I will make it until we go on our trip, which is my plans. So we'll see how that goes because we'll be on the road the entire time. When we're out on the road, it's so much easier for me to stay away from food. Don is really good about going into the sleeper, and he'll pull the curtain whenever he cooks or makes something to eat, so not to, be eating in front of me or anything like that. So he's very considerate that way. And but yeah, that's my plans, is to start another fast tomorrow and then go until the 14th of May. So hopefully that will happen. Well, I'll let you know. Jay, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Appreciate it a lot. Let's see here. Brett, your wife has lost 20 pounds on keto. Awesome job. Big congrats to her. It is very hard in the beginning. I do agree with that. But once you get over that 2-3 week period and you stay on keto, I think it's the best thing in the world. It just gets easier with time. So big congrats to her on losing the 20 pounds. That's an awesome job. Jerry, how do I remove the play pause function on the Apple Watch? I think you're referring to what Patrick asked me the other day whenever we were on the phone with him, but yeah. If you are, that's an inside joke. If you don't know, Frank, Google it. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sorry. He asked me because I'm the Apple guru, but I really don't know off the top of my head. Sorry. Let's see. RN for Vets New York said, "Thank you, Don, for jumping on camera and saying hi."
You're welcome.
I don't know if you heard him. He said, "You're welcome."
My pleasure.
Then he said, "It's the faces he makes in the videos that makes me laugh. It's leave me alone and get the camera off of me." You are so right. He's doing one right now. He's over there shaking his head. Yeah. Does not like the camera at all. Is there a lot of turnover of drivers? I would say as a trucking industry as a whole, yes. It's one of those things that there are a lot of new people that come out into the industry. They don't really know what to expect. It's hard being away from family and friends and not really having a life out on the road. All of that is very difficult. So I would say that the turnover rate is quite high. Now, as for FedEx, I don't know personally myself. I don't have numbers or things of that nature. I don't know of many people that are leaving the fleet that that me and Don are driving for. If anything, we have too many drivers that are wanting to come aboard with us, and we don't have enough trucks. And that's actually something that the owner is actually trying to work through right now, because we have a lot of people that want to join us, and there's a bottleneck. There's more, the trucking companies and the sleeper manufacturers, they just can't make them fast enough for us to get trucks on the road. So, but I would say overall, as a trucking industry overall, there is a lot of turnover with drivers. They don't quite know what to expect, and then they get out here and find that it's a totally different, it's totally opposite of what recruiters and dispatchers promise them, and they don't like it, and they go home. Because let me tell you, a recruiter will promise you the world. Um, Load runners, hello, hello. So glad that you could make it out here and saying hi. So awesome to have you. Thank you. Um, do we get to West Michigan much? Actually, we do not. Now, there are a few loads that go up in that area. Um, I would say the majority of the time we're going through Detroit, places like that, especially if you're crossing into Canada. But western part, we do get over there sometimes. I wouldn't just say that it's a main area that we go to. Let's see. Hi from Cincinnati. Love Cincinnati. We actually almost moved to Cincinnati. We were looking at it very, very heavily before we decided to go to Knoxville. But yeah, still kind of in the back of my mind. But we may do that one day. But we have never actually got out to do anything and explore Cincinnati. But every time I drive through there, the view, the lights, I love all of that. It's awesome. So yeah, we really, really like Cincinnati. So welcome. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for joining, KC. So glad that you can make it. What is the best way to start keto? The way I started is I started on a Wednesday, and usually whenever you start keto, or any low carb really, but I've been strict keto for a long time. But when you start keto, my very first meal is we were at a truck stop. They had Wendy's. I walked inside. I ordered me a double cheeseburger wrapped in lettuce with all the fixings, no ketchup because it has sugar in it, and I added bacon. And that was my first keto meal. And I ate that with a fork and knife. They put it in a nice little plastic bowl for you. And I went back to the truck and ate it. And Don had a regular cheeseburger. And yeah, that was it. That's how I started. By Friday, I hit what they call the keto flu. Um, Basically, all that is where you're not taking in any carbs. You're not taking sugar. Your body doesn't matter. Your body doesn't care if it's a carb, sugar, refined sugar, processed, it doesn't matter. Your body will look at it as sugar. So basically, at that point, your body has depleted all its reserves for sugar. So you start feeling lethargic, you start feeling tired, you feel grumpy, you feel hungry, you feel achy, you feel all the symptoms that you would on the flu, and that's why they call it the keto flu. The way I got through that is it was over the weekend. We were dispatched for the following Monday. I slept. I did not know any other way on the road to get through it, so I literally slept. I told Don, leave me alone. Just go over there, play your video games, do whatever you got to do. Just leave me alone. And I slept a lot Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And come Monday, I was feeling better. I was feeling great, and I just stayed on it. I keep my carb count at 20 grams or less per day. I don't do anything with sugar, and yeah, just stayed at it. Like I said before, the first 2 or 3 weeks are the hardest. Once you get past that, everything just falls into place. It really does. Um, yes, I will do the video. I have not filmed it yet, but I've had a lot of people asking for that, and I'm thankful. I'm glad you guys want to know about that. So I will definitely work on getting that recorded and up as soon as I can. You can eat everything you like, but little. I have a friend who was a big guy who lost a lot of weight eating a little and drinking water before eating. I've heard that. You drink a lot of water, it fills up your stomach. You don't feel as hungry. I've tried that in the past. I never succeeded. I've lost weight by doing low calorie. I've lost weight by killing myself in a gym back whenever I worked a regular job. I had access to an awesome gym, the place I worked at, and I paid over $100 a month for gym access and everything else. And yeah, I lost weight, but it was never the amount that I've lost now, and it was never as easy. Low calorie, I felt like I was starving constantly. With keto, I'm not hungry. And as long as you eat the high fat foods and stay away from the carbs and stay away from the sugars and all that, I never get hungry. I mean, there's days I look at Dawn and I'm like, I don't want to eat. Like, I'm not hungry. It's wonderful. Um, Hello, Stephanie. Welcome from Hollywood, Florida. Awesome to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. Um, KC just passed the 1 year mark on keto, 110 pounds gone. My wife lost 70, best thing we ever did. Awesome. Congrats to both of you. That's awesome. Yes, it's really an amazing thing. So big awesome to both of you. Congrats. Mr. Crafty Trucker is in the house. Hello, Jason. Hope you're doing well. Please tell Heather I said hi. Let's see. Do you see many FedEx company drivers jump over to owner operator? There are a few. I've known a few that's with our company that have bought their own trucks and become owner operator. I think for a lot of people that is the goal. I mean, I think the majority of people do want to have their own truck and that freedom. You're going to make more money. That's a given. So yeah, I would say that there are quite a few out there that have that ambition to get their own truck. Like I said before, I had that ambition for a long time, but now I'm in a situation where I'm really happy with the fleet owner we drive for, and I'm just really content and don't really see a need to buy my own truck. I may be eating my words come 6 months, a year down the road, who knows? But as of right now, I'm very content. Awesome. Thanks for the live chat. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day at work, finishing up your shift. Thank you again. Appreciate it. Be sure to rent a Ferrari on vacation. What's the car that we have? We rented an Alfa Romero for our trip while we're going to be in Italy. So looking forward to that. Don't have no plans on renting a Ferrari, but I do have an Alfa Romero. That is something that we are looking forward to. Jay, thank you for the live. Enjoy your downtime. You guys are the best. Looking forward to your next live. God bless, respectfully. Jay, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Take care out there. Felix says, what is your favorite keto meal? Love keto pizza. I have not actually tried a specific keto pizza. I know there's a few that's made with a keto crust that was from, what was it? Yeah, there's one made with cauliflower, and there's another one made from something else, and it was from that movie. It was a documentary. I forget the name of it. I haven't tried neither one of those. I hear a lot of people say that they're great. I've seen YouTube videos on them. I just haven't tried them. I love pepperoni. So pepperoni is my go-to snack whenever I am eating and not fasting. So pepperoni is like my thing. I can buy. Dawn gets mad at me because I'll buy pounds of it. This last time I bought 2 pounds of pepperoni at the deli from Kroger because I would literally just sit there and eat pepperoni. That is like my go-to thing. I love it. But like I said, for the last month, I would say 2 months, last 2 months, I've been fasting a lot. I haven't really been eating. So that's one thing that's really sparked my weight loss. But yeah, whenever I do eat, besides keto pizza, I would say my favorite go-to keto meal would be going to Red Robin. I love getting their Monster Burger. It's wrapped in lettuce, has all the toppings on it, and you get broccoli, and broccoli is one of their unlimited sides. So broccoli does have carbs, but I usually eat 2 servings. But like I said, whenever I'm eating and not fasting, I only do 1 meal a day. So I usually eat 2 servings of broccoli whenever we're there, plus a double, as their Monster Burger is a double patty. So that fills me up greatly, and that's my favorite. I love it. So good. No, Mr. Crafty, I am not growing a long beard. This is about, I let it go a little longer than what I normally do. That's true. But yeah, I don't want to grow out a full long beard or anything. This right here starts getting to the point of where it's itchy and scratchy. So this is about as long as I can stand it. I've got to start trimming it up, but I have been keeping it like this for a little while. So yeah. Let's see here. I need a lot of activity to keep my metabolism up to lose weight. I played drums, lost my studio about a year ago, and have been gaining ever since. Yeah, keto. I've said it a lot, and I am a prime example. Um, okay, I was going to explain this in my video, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys that are out here. We got 21 people watching. When I started keto, I was 400 pounds. And I can't believe I just said on YouTube. But yeah, so being a truck driver, I put on a lot of weight. And being a truck driver, I do nothing but sit for 10, 11 hours a day in the driver's seat. And then after that, I am in the sleeper. And I'm usually sleeping. I will sit down and do a little bit, whatever, or grab a snack or something like that. And then I went to bed. And I put on the weight so fast. So to your suggestion there, what you said, try keto. I'm telling you, it's something that you don't have to exercise. You don't have to really kill yourself. The weight will fall off if you just cut out the carbs and cut out the sugar. Um, Not to say that I don't want to exercise. I do. I have every intention. Me and Don have already talked about joining a gym. We're talking about joining Planet Fitness and getting their black card because you can use it nationwide. And they usually have large parking lots that we can park the truck in, go in, and get a workout in. They also have showers, which will be nice. But in the beginning and up to this point, I haven't exercised because, being such a big and large person, I never really had the energy and I never felt like it. I hurt all over and I still have aches and pains because I'm still a big person. I said before, I'm down 110 pounds. So, I'm still close to 300 pounds. Like, I still have a long way to go, but keto is definitely one of those diets. I don't really think of it as diet. It's a lifestyle change. You just got to quit eating the bad stuff. But keto is one of those things that the weight will fall off of you and you don't have to really try. Your body will take care of the rest. And that's the truth. Um, let's see here. Kenneth went from 247 to 184. Time to cheat. Awesome. Congrats, Kenneth. That's really, really cool. Yes. I've had a couple of cheat days over my last period. Like I said, I started keto back right after Thanksgiving, and I do have my cheat days. There's times that I will binge. I'll have my favorite food, which is pasta. I could eat pasta 4 or 5 times a week. But yeah, and I tell you what, whenever I do sit down and eat those carbs, I feel it. I literally hurt and ache all over and feel lethargic and tired and run down. So, but I'm always happy to get right back on keto. But yeah, I do have my cheat days, let me tell you. Um, Stephanie, hi. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it. Let's see. Sounds like we all benefit from a treadmill, but into the sleeper. That's so true. um, yeah, if we could figure out a way. Don has actually mentioned that before. It's funny you said that. Don has actually said it would be awesome to have like just a thin treadmill, because I've seen these commercials for treadmills that are like super thin now and they fold up really flat. So he's mentioned like having something built into the bottom of the floor where you can like smash a button and it come up out of the floor and work out, and then it go back down just under the sleeper. But I guess if they ever figure out a way to do that, that would be awesome for truckers. But yeah, until that happens, I think we're going to join Planet Fitness and go that route a little bit later on down the road. So I am at the end of my comments right now. Guys, is there any other questions? I see I've been on here a little over 30 minutes this time around. It hasn't cut off on us. I guess Comcast finally figured out what they were doing in Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah, so things have just been going really, really great for us. Like I said, a little over 8,000 miles in the last 2 weeks. We were worn out and tired, and that's why I haven't been putting out videos. When it comes to my sleep, I value my sleep greatly. I get a lot of flack from others in the YouTube community that I do not put out enough videos. Trucking couple. But yeah, it's just one of those things that I absolutely adore you guys and I love doing the videos. But if it comes down to editing or sleep, I'm going to choose sleep every time. But that's why I wanted to go live and just catch up and say hey to everybody and put this out there. I do have a video that is coming out tomorrow. It is all about New York City, us delivering in New York City. So hope you enjoy that one. I've mentioned before, we're planning for our trip. We are actually flying out on May 16th. We are going to be spending 3 weeks in Italy. So excited. Italy has been a lifelong dream. I've wanted to go to Italy since I was like in my teens. Um, and whenever the opportunity presented itself, I couldn't help it. I had to I was screaming with excitement. So this is definitely something that we are looking forward to. We leave out May 16th, come back June 6th. I will be filming. I will be taking my cameras and computer and everything. Not sure how internet access is going to be over there. We're staying at a lot of Airbnbs, and they do say Wi-Fi, but I don't know if it's going to be fast enough to get a video out. But I have every intention on filming and getting a video out for you guys while we're over there and showing you all of the wonderful sights of Italy and things that we are doing. And also on the other end, it is vacation time. So I have not ever been out of the country other than Canada and Mexico. So I've never been overseas. So I'm super looking forward to it. Can't wait. This is just a lifelong dream of mine. So happy. It's actually put a little travel bug in me and Don. We're so excited and everything about this trip that we've talked about it. And if the trip goes well, which I don't see why it wouldn't, but as long as we enjoy the trip and everything goes great, we're thinking about trying to do a trip once a year. So, of course, next time, since this is my dream, Don will get to choose the next trip. He's mentioned Japan. He's always wanted to go to Japan, and he's mentioned Iceland. So we'll see what he chooses and if we continue the tradition of going overseas. But so happy, so excited for the trip. I can't believe it's here. I posted on Facebook Friday. I went and got my international driving permit so that way I can rent a vehicle over there in Italy. And it's just so surreal that it's just right here around the corner. I can't believe it. I'm just so happy. Let's see. Oh, I just got a bunch of comments. Let me read through this real quick. Oh, cool. Frank's always getting phone calls, right? You can't never keep him off the call, on the phone. Let's see. Hi, Jerry and Don. How are you guys? Love your videos. Got an awesome stream. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Glad you could stop by. Yes, I'm so glad the internet has not cut off on us. Comcast is doing their job. Let's see. I mounted a digital drum kit on the bottom back on my Century when I had my Authority. Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah. I've never played the drums. Growing up, I played the piano, and not sure if a lot of people you know what this is, but the mountain dulcimer. I took lessons on that for about 6 years, and that was my go-to instruments as a kid. Haven't touched it in many, many years. Let's see. How do you manage hours so you don't run out whenever you run those kinds of miles? So my whole thing is pretty much with a team. You can't really run out of hours. You're going to run out of your 70. You're going to start running recaps, and we were lucky enough to where in between the over 8,000 miles that we did in the last 2 weeks, we had a stretch where Don was getting us to our next pickup, and then we didn't pick up until, so he drove overnight. So I had ended my shift that night. I had overnight. He got us to our next pickup, and then we didn't pick up until really late the next day. Needless to say, I was able to just barely squeeze in a 34-hour reset for myself. Don was running on recaps. So anytime that we can work in a 34-hour reset in between runs or while we're on our way to our next run, if one driver does it and then maybe a little bit later the next driver will get theirs in, we always try to do that. But, as long as if you're running consistently every day and you're driving all day long, you're going to have those recaps and you're not going to run out of hours. Now, there is a way that I know Frank has mentioned it a couple of times. Some other mentors that we have for the fleet that we drive for, Kelly and Jimmy, they have a way that they never run out of hours. They don't have to worry about all that and the way they do their logs. And I'm not quite sure how that is, but Frank has mentioned that he's going to do a video on that. So definitely keep an eye on his channel. So I'm sure he will be putting that out. But yeah, we mainly just focus on recaps whenever we do a lot of miles like that. And then, like I said, if we have the ability to work in a 34-hour restart in between one person driving while the other stays on the sleeper to our next load, then we try to do that as well, which is what we did recently. I hope I explained that. Hours of service is very complicated. They're always changing things. I put a video out on my channel explaining hours of service. Sometimes I think to myself, maybe I could go back and redo that video and explain it a little better. But there is a video that I have out there. But yeah, hours of service is one of those things that always trips up, especially new people coming into the industry. I'm a mentor with the fleet owner that we drive for. I currently have 4 teams that are under me that I am training and getting them used to FedEx. 2 of those teams are brand new to the trucking industry and expediting. They've never driven anything like this. So, there's a lot of training that goes involved, and hours of service is one of those that comes up a lot. It really does help being on electronic logs, e-logs. A lot of people don't say that. A lot of old timers hate e-logs. I absolutely adore them. I don't have to figure nothing up. That computer does it for me, and I can look at it, and it will tell me, hey, you've got this many hours you're gaining back tomorrow, this many hours the next day. You've got this long to your restart. I mean, what better way can you enjoy life than to just look at a computer and it tell you everything for you? I love it. Okay? Absolutely love it. Let's see. You are like 6 hours north of NYC. That's awesome. Not too far away, actually. That's pretty cool. You can drive down and have a weekend in New York City and enjoy everything, and then get back home out of the hustle and bustle of things. That's pretty cool. That's one thing that me and Don like. We live right downtown Knoxville, and we enjoy. Knoxville's not a huge city by no means, but we do enjoy being close to a lot of things. And back whenever I was eating food deliveries and everything like that, Postmates, love Postmates. They will deliver anything at any time. Love it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Forbin1185. Appreciate that. Let's see. Philip, have you ever calculated the revenue your truck generates in a year? Hopefully that's not too personal of a question. It varies. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what we do. I just don't think that's professional. And there's a lot of drivers out here in the industry that'll tell you, oh, I make $4,000 a week and all this other stuff. I'm not that type of person. I'm not that kind of trucker. But I can tell you as a general guideline, if you are a team drivers and you have all of your qualifications with FedEx and you have your endorsements, there's no reason you can't pull in on a low side. I would say 250,000 to 330 to 350,000 for an awesome year. So that's a pretty wide range, but I don't think any truck should be below 250. That is low. And like I said, 330, 350. Sorry, I had a message from FedEx. I had to look at it real quick. But yeah, 330, 350 on the high end. That's awesome. That is a great year. So if you're anywhere in that area, I think you're doing just fine. Trucker for Life. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you are doing well. You guys drove your way to it, so enjoy the vacation big time. Yes, so looking forward to it. I haven't had a vacation like this ever in my entire life. It's I've taken time off. I've went to Florida and spent a week down there, and I've been different places, but never went out of the country. So definitely looking forward to that. So thank you very much, Paul. Um, I love that. Absolutely love it. Yes, Casey. If Don picks a vacation, he has to run the vlog. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Guys, I film, I edit, I publish it, I do everything. He does not touch the camera at all. So, I absolutely love it. I really do. I enjoy putting that out there and the content and the questions and talking to all of you. I've said that over and over. And I really, really do enjoy it. There's times that it wears on me. So, but yeah, I would absolutely love it if Don did that. That would be so awesome. Um, I've tried so hard. I've tried so many times to just get him to pick up the camera and film something for me, and it's like pulling teeth. He just won't do it. Um, Canna says fresh baked bread is my main weakness. I have a bread maker, and I've had my wife had it make it for me. There's actually a recipe on YouTube. It's been a long time ago, but they actually did a keto recipe that only had 1 carb per slice. I cannot remember who put that or where I seen it. If I happen to find it, I will try to repost it on my Facebook page. Make sure you're following me there, Expediter Boogie. Yeah, bread is a huge issue. I love bread. Love it, love it. But it's a big downfall. Let's see. Paul, team drivers shouldn't run out of hours. You're right. Like I said, if you're driving every day and you can run on those recaps, you should be able to stay moving. Rick, hello, Mr. Purdue. Thank you so much for stopping by. Great, happy to see you. He has been watching for a while, always comments, so thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Let's see, how much gross a white glove truck can make per week? I would say that varies, and it varies greatly. It depends on the drivers, it depends on your qualifications, but you should be making anywhere from, I would say, 700 to 2,000 per week per driver. I say 700 on the low end because if you're new, if you're just getting started, if you don't really know what's going on, it's going to take you a while to learn the ropes and get moving. And then 2,000 is an awesome week, of course. Yeah, that's pretty much what you should be aiming for. And that's per driver per week. What is the vacation policy with your fleet owner? How about the truck revenue while you're off? So I honestly don't have a clear-cut, dry answer on that. I'm not sure if Frank is still in the watching the video. Maybe he can chime in. But I do know that he requires a minimum of 3 weeks out before you take any type of home time. As for vacation, I really don't have an answer. I'll have to find out from Frank or from the owner. In our situation, it's one of those things where we're going with the owner. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I've always myself, I've been afraid to like come up and ask for that much time off. Like usually I take, 8 days, or we'll sometimes take 10, 11 days if we're going on a vacation, like anywhere in the States or something. But this particular time, we are actually going with Frank and Stephanie from the trucking couple. There's another couple from the fleet as well as the 2 owners of the company. So we are all going to be together. But yeah, as for an official policy, I really don't have a clear-cut, dry answer for you right now. But maybe Frank can chime in, and if he can't, then I will try to find out the answer and let you know. Let's see here. Paul says he lived in Knoxville for part of the year when he was a kid. Knoxville's grown a lot. There's so much traffic here now. 5 o'clock is ridiculous. But yeah, it's a neat little town. We've thought about going further west to Nashville. Nashville is a huge freight line for FedEx. We literally can get to Nashville any day of the week. So it would be nice to be able to have that ability to get a run by there and go home for the weekend. Kind of like what we're doing now. Our last run delivered 2 miles from our house, so we were able to come home for the weekend. But yeah, we've thought about Nashville. We've also thought about Cincinnati. Cincinnati's another one. We really like that area up there. Um, Kenneth, you are right. Going live saves a lot of editing and everything else, so that is very, very true. Um, My best was 250 pulling a reefer under my own authority. We did a lot of FEMA that year. I think it was 2005. And expediting, I don't know about regular trucking. I have never driven an 18-wheeler in my life. I've been in one. I have ridden in one many a times. My mom drove 18-wheeler for 15 years as a solo driver. And for 3.5 months when I was 16 years old, she took me out on the road with her. That was an eye-opening experience. I swore I would never, ever be a driver. I hated every second of it, but I was 16. Now I'm a driver. Go figure. But yeah, I think in expediting though, 250 should be the minimum. You should not be doing anything under that. And if you are under that, you need to relook at your qualifications and what you're doing. You need to reevaluate things. What do I think about autonomous trucks? I'm actually all for it. I love technology. I think it's going to be a long time before it gets to that where every truck is there. I could see more long haul operations being autonomous versus the city because city is a lot more difficult to have an autonomous truck go through and make deliveries and all that. Um, but I'm all for it, and I think that if it's something that does come to flourish, it's going to be many years down the road. I don't think it's going to be anything that they're going to take over. I've seen different reports through Science Magazine and stuff like that where they're saying within the next 10 years. I think it's going to be longer than that. I really do. I don't see that many companies being able to put that much faith in an autonomous vehicle. I just don't see it. There needs to be a lot more technology developed and a lot more things to come forth before it ever really takes off. But whenever it does, I'll reevaluate my life and go from there and cross that bridge when I get there if I'm out of a job. But as for right now, I'm going to keep those wheels a turning and keep on trucking. Let's see. Corey, thank you so much. Really do appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. Yeah, platooning will involve a driver in a lead truck and an autonomous truck following. I could possibly see that. Maybe using radar and cameras and everything to stay behind one particular vehicle. I mean, we already have that in trucks today in cars. Autopilot and the Tesla, as well as a lot of trucks. I know, like the Volvo. They have the adaptive cruise and everything. You can set the cruise and it'll stay so many car lengths behind the vehicle in front of you and it'll go all the way down to zero. So if you get in stop and go traffic, it'll slow all the way down to zero. And whenever the car in front of you starts moving, it'll start moving. You don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I could definitely see that as well. That may be something that happens before fully autonomous on other vehicles, before they actually take over, I mean. Let's see. Try something vegetarian. Don't do vegetarian. Vegetarian, there's a lot of veggies that have high carbs. So, yeah, I love vegetables and I try to eat the ones on the low carb spectrum, like your broccoli and your cauliflower and your spinach and kale and all that. That is what I eat the majority of the time. But whenever it comes to carrots and corn and potatoes and everything else, yep, too high in carbs. Carrots are loaded in sugar, and that will kick you out of ketosis faster than anything else. So, thanks for the suggestion, but nope, can't do it. Let's see here. Who else do we have on here? Okay, so the trucking couple did chime in. Vacation is on a per basis. Some drivers don't take much home time. So yeah, I definitely agree with that. I see where he's coming from. If you're someone who stays out constantly and you never go home, then I don't. I would agree with that. I could see the owners agreeing with giving you a lump sum time to take off. So yeah, that's a very good point. Thank you, Frank. I greatly appreciate that. Um, Yep, this is another good point. You don't run, you don't get paid. So we are getting ready to take off to Italy. It's going to be a great trip, but that is 3 weeks that I'm not pulling in a paycheck. So uh, the way the pay period actually works and the way you get paid with FedEx with our particular fleet is you do a run and it takes roughly almost 3 weeks before you get paid for that run. So I will be getting a paycheck while we're in Italy, wrapping up the end of what I'm running now. But then whenever I go back in service, it's going to take me a few weeks to get going before I ever get a paycheck. And that's something you just have to plan on. You have to prepare for the down times as well as the good times, right? Um, Kenneth says went to 39 countries around the Navy. Really good experience. That's awesome. That's so cool. I want to do more traveling. I really do. I want to explore more places, and Don totally agrees with that. So that is very, very cool. Awesome. And thank you for your service. Appreciate that, Kenneth. Um, Let's see. Mr. Peterson says 250,000 is 1.6 million in my local currency. I would love that. Also splitting it. Yes. And I'm not saying, and that is per truck on a gross revenue. And it's not for the drivers. I don't make nowhere near that. But as a gross per truck, definitely you should be making that. Let's see. Who else do we have on here? The ones that make money with autonomous trucks are the ones that own them. Yeah. I mean, I think logically, the companies who purchase them are going to make money as well. You're not going to be paying a driver. You're not going to be paying downtime for the driver to sit there and everything else. And so, I'm all about technology. I'm all about moving this world forward. I am not one to sit and dwell on the past, or try not to at least. But yeah, technology is a great thing. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm all 1,000% for it. Anything that can make our lives easier, I am for it. I think that's one reason why Steve Jobs, I'm a huge Apple fan, but Steve Jobs was a huge influencer on me. Just things that he talked about whenever he was with Apple and the way he said and did things and progressed Apple. He was a huge proponent for technology as well. So, yeah, I'm all for it. All for technology. Anything that can make my life easier on this earth, I want it. Hi, Mike. Thank you so much for dropping in and saying hi. Really do appreciate it. I've just been basically chatting with everybody and answering questions and saying hi to everyone. Again, for those of you that are just joining us, I know I haven't put out a video in a while. That's the whole reason of this. I just wanted to jump on and say hi to everyone and catch up and answer any questions anyone may have. Don was here. You missed him. He did step on for a brief second and waved at everybody. Go back and watch it on the replay. But yeah, he's gone now. He actually had to go do some errands. We are at home. We had a run that delivered 2 miles from our house. So we were able to come home for the weekend. But I've got another run picking up tomorrow. And we'll be back on the road for the last little bit leading up to our vacation. So, Miss Bonnie, Miss Perkins, hi, how are you? So awesome to see you. Thank you very much for your comment. I do appreciate that. So awesome. She has been watching for a long time and always comments. So thank you so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. I hope you are doing well. Do you guys feel that it's a slower time of the year for expediting? I think freight has dropped off. I don't think it is what it was. There was a report that I seen on CDL Life not too long ago that actually showed a downward trend for freight. I think it's something that we kind of have to adjust to. And what I mean by that is, bidding on loads and the rate that you take loads and stuff like that. Um, so I do see a little bit of a slowdown right now. I wouldn't say that it's dropped off completely or recession or anything like that. But yeah, freight has dropped off some. That's one thing our owner talked about. He does follow our trade friends quite frequently. And yeah, that's something that he has mentioned as well. So, but overall, I would say we're still running decent. It's not terrible. Um, Orientation, what all is covered. They basically should go through the basics. Um, I don't know if you're going to FedEx or if you're going to a Panther, but with FedEx, they should cover your basics, everything from, you know, what they expect, customer service. You're going to go through your white glove training. You're going to go through your blow and glow classes, which is radioactive and explosives. You're going to go over hours of service briefly, Qualcomm messages. I mean, they pretty much try to cover everything. They're not going to cover it all by no means. That is one reason why, with the fleet that we drive for, we do have mentors, and the mentors are there to help guide you. I'm a mentor. I've mentioned that. I tell everybody as soon as I start mentoring them, I am not your boss. I am not your supervisor. You are running that truck. I am simply there as a guide to help move you along and tell you what I would do in that situation. And I think having a mentor is awesome. I tell you, whenever I started in this business 10 years ago, and Frank knows this, like, I had no training. I didn't even go to an orientation. Um, I didn't even know how to fill out the bill of lading for FedEx. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know how to work Qualcomm. I was fresh getting my CDL. Even whenever I done my CDL, I went to the DMV. I got a handbook, and the company that my mom drove for at the time, they let me borrow one of their tractors to go take my test in. I had never driven before. I had never done anything up to that point, and I took my test. I passed. I got my license, and next thing I knew, I was driving a truck. So I learned a lot while out on the road. But I think it's very important to have some sort of orientation, and I think it's very important and greatly appreciated with the mentor program. Whenever I first joined this fleet, I didn't know nothing about a mentor program. Um, and then Frank was actually my mentor whenever I came over. Now, I had been with FedEx for a while, but I didn't know exactly how this fleet did things and what the owner expected and so forth. So Frank was there. He was there to answer my questions, and he still answers my questions. I mentioned this earlier, guys. You will always learn out here. There's no way you can ever learn it all. There's no way that you could say, that's it. I know it all. I'm done. I know everything 100%. I'm golden. That will never happen. So, yeah, to this day, I still call Frank. I still, whenever I'm fretting over a load or something, I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Help me out here. What's your opinion? What would you do? And I think having a mentor is great. I think to have that person to fall back on and to get that extra vote of confidence or that extra boost to help guide you is awesome. So I think it's a great thing that our company does. Um, but yeah, as for orientation, they should cover your basics, and then you're going to have mentor for anything else above and beyond that. Um, is it not hurtful to pay for rent for the house when you spend so much time on the road? I get asked this a lot. Um, so originally, whenever I was out here, we did not have a house. Me and Don did not. We stayed on the road. We were out 3, 4 months. Whenever we took home time, I would either go back to my mother's house, or we would just get a hotel. And that worked for quite a while. However, it got to the point to where, and I completely see where Don's coming from. In the beginning, I didn't agree with him, but now I do see where he's coming from. It was to the point to where, not that my mother doesn't love him, my family has accepted him. My mother calls him her son, all that. So, but it was to the point to where Don always felt uncomfortable. He was not in his own space. He was not in his own house. And so always being there whenever we came home on home time. He really couldn't let loose. He really couldn't just be comfortable and watch what he wanted to watch on TV and so forth. So that is the decision we made to go ahead and get our own place. Um, yeah, we're not here. We stay gone. We try to stay out about 8 weeks and then take a week off. Um, so for 2 months, we're not here. And I'll be honest with you, we pay $1,000 a month mortgage. So it's, I don't know. Sometimes I think, yeah, I agree. We're kind of just pushing money out the window and we're not enjoying it. But on the other hand, whenever we do get to come here, just like on this is not our scheduled home time, but we were able to get by the house. We're able to come in. It's our own space. It's our own dwelling. We can do as we please. We don't have to worry about anybody else. We don't have to worry about stepping on someone else's toes. We can watch what we want on TV. So now I am in 100% agreement with Don. I enjoy having my own place. Um, Currently, we are renting. Um, we are in the process of maybe looking to buy a house. Um, and I think the only reason why we want to do that is because, the whole, you're throwing out money out the window, which, believe me, I'm all for renting. If you can't afford to buy a house, you shouldn't buy a house. I think a lot of people that say you need to run out and buy a home, it's the American dream and everything else. No, I disagree with that. For a lot of people, it makes sense to rent. Right now, my mom called me not too long ago, and her heat pump went out of her house, and she called me and she's like, that's just another unexpected expense. That's something that I didn't plan on. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have to start cutting corners to pay for this. I rent, so I have nothing to worry about. If something happens, I pick up the phone call and 24 hours later it's fixed. If my roof leaks, it's fixed. If my hot water heater goes out, it's fixed. If my AC goes out, it's fixed. Like I, it goes kind of hand in hand with buying your own truck. I like not having that worry over, oh, I've got to cut corners here or I got to do this. As long as I pay my rent, I ain't got to worry about anything else. So I'm all for if you are not ready to buy or if you are not in a position to buy, because some people buy a house and they get in over their heads and they're paying a mortgage and then it defaults or something like that, and boom, you just ruined your credit, you just ruined everything. And so yeah, but kind of sum that all up. In the beginning, I wasn't for it. Now I am happy that we have our own space and we can go to our own place. And we are looking to buy just because I don't plan on driving a truck forever. I enjoy it. Like I said, I've been out here 10 years, but this is not something that's going to last forever. So later down the road, I would like to have a house that we could potentially already have and paid for. If we get it now, we were talking that, and it's not going to be a big expensive house. We're, looking at something that's just under 100,000 or something like that. Just a small house while we're out on the road, and that way when we do come off the road later down the road, it's paid for, it's there, we don't have to worry about nothing, and we have a roof over our heads. So that's what we're looking for in the future. But as of right now, yes. Some people think it's very costly, but it's also very satisfying to be able to have your own space. Okay, I got behind on comments. I rambled on that one. Sorry, guys. Um, yes, I agree with you, Frank. There's not enough time. That's definitely something that has to be discussed over the phone because it's a lot to go into. Shandell, hi. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. Appreciate it. Um, yes, Paul, mentors do mean a lot. They come in very, very handy. Um, let's see. Frankie's a wonderful mentor and friend. Yes, he is. I still, like I said, I've been out here a long time and I still call him up and say, hey, what would you do? Um, Frank's always been there and I do appreciate that. Airbnb at Jerry. Yes, over in Italy, we have a lot of Airbnbs that we are doing. As for if you're talking about when we come off the road, like I said earlier, in the beginning, for the first 3 years, 4 years of driving, we did just go to hotels or go to my mom's or something like that. Um, Frank is saying that he is going live around 6. So everybody around 6, I'm assuming that is Eastern because I do believe he is on the Eastern side. So around 6 o'clock Eastern time, Frank will be going live. Everybody go check him out. Awesome. I'm really liking the live, Frank. I love the software that he got me to look into. It's really cool. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Bill says, do you carry any tools? I'm assuming you're asking if we carry any tools. We do have some tools on the truck. I am not a mechanical person. I will just put that out there. Okay, that is not me. I've learned a lot being out here on the road, and I will try my best to fix things if I can. I've learned things to do while being out here. But yeah, whenever it comes right down to the nitty gritty, nope. I call up the owner or I call up whoever's running maintenance, and I'm like, hey, I got this going on. Where can I go? Just get it fixed. But we do have some basic tools for, your wrenches and things like that. But do you guys see a good future for Expediter owners? I hope so. I I think expediting is a niche that will always be there. We do things that the big carriers can't do. So I'm not saying that every owner is going to do good. There are plenty of people that get into the expedite as well as trucking industry, period, and don't make it. They're going to fail. But I do think that the company that I am with on the fleet owners that we have, they have the means, they have the resources, they're set up, and they're ready. So, Lord forbid, if hard times did fall, I think that they've got the backup resources to take care of it. There's a lot of people that don't, but overall, I think those that know what they're doing, they're going to make it. If you don't know what you're going to do, or if you don't know what you're doing in the expediting industry, then yeah, you may fall, you may crumble and fall, and it's part of it. Let's see. One thing about national trucking is that you can live anywhere in the country, so you can buy property where it's not so expensive. Very, very true. We are kind of leaning towards to purchase something that is near a freight line for FedEx, just because we do like the ability to get home. Like right now, we're home. Like I said, Nashville, huge area for expediters, so that would be someplace that we would have no problem getting in and out of. But yeah, that's a very good point. Buy someplace that is cheap, and we don't want to live in Nashville. We want to live on the outskirts. We would like to have enough land to where we can park the truck on it and so forth. Right now I live in a townhouse, so we actually park the truck at a TA that's like 5 miles from the house, and we go back once a day checking on it to make sure everything's okay and no one's hit it and stuff like that. But yeah, it kind of sucks when we do come home. We gotta run by the house. Don hops out. He grabs the car. Then he meets me at the TA. We unload all of our stuff and come back home. And then when we get ready to leave, we do the reverse of that. So, yeah. Mike says, if you ever get out on the road, I'm thinking about buying a condo on the beach and put in a good rental program just to use it whenever you need it. Cool. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Not a bad idea. Oh, so I have rambled on and on and on. We're over an hour. What makes Nashville so good for expediting? Nashville is a big area for pharmaceuticals, and we do a lot of pharmaceuticals. So that's what makes that area so great. Cardinal Health, and there's some other big pharmaceutical companies that are in that area. So it's always real easy to get in and out of. And when I say Nashville, I mean Nashville and the surrounding cities, smaller cities. But yeah, it's definitely a good area. There's places out here in expediting. Louisville, Kentucky is another. Brooks, Kentucky, that whole area. Of course, a lot of people have caught on to that, and so a lot of people will go to Louisville and just sit and wait for that cherry picked load. But Yeah, it's one of those great areas. Sorry, had another message I had to check. Yeah, so guys, I just wanted to say hi. Thank you, everyone. If you haven't given the video a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. That helps a lot. Just got a thumbs up. Thank you. It does help boost the video. Greatly appreciate all of you guys stopping by. I am so humbled and thankful. Can't believe that I've got over 4,500 subscribers now. Got a lot off of my truck tour video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But we're almost 370,000 views on that video now. Thank you, everyone. I really, really mean that. I know I may not put out a video every single other day or every third day as some people do, but I do greatly appreciate it. I love talking to you guys. I love sharing my comments and my advice and helping. So thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so I think that is going to be it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Now that I've got this software, I may do live a lot more. This was really easy. It's really, really cool to be able to see all the comments over here on the side and everything. So again, big thumbs up to Frank who turned me onto this. But yeah, I will definitely try to do live more if you guys like that, of course. But again, thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll come back and check the comments later. Find me on Facebook, The Expediter Boogie. Look me up on Instagram at The Expediter Boogie. And until next time, keep those wheels a turning, and we'll see you later. Bye, everybody.